Hey everybody, my name is Stone Cold Steve Austin. Welcome to the Broken Skull Sessions. My guest today is the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. My guest today is the one and only BRET the Hitman Hart. How are you, man?
Good to see you, Steve. I'm really good.
Good to see you.
Yeah, it's too long.
You've been down in Hawaii from Calgary. How was your vacation?
Oh, it rained almost the whole time, hence the beautiful tan I got, but it was still better than the minus 45 below zero in Calgary. So.
I noticed a certain glow about you. I was wondering what was up.
It's freezing cold in Calgary right now, and I was glad to get out of there.
How have you been? You good?
I've been really good. Still.
Two grizzled veterans, all the years we got behind us, and you got more than I do, but there's a picture of us back then. Look at that. Look at that stare. Look at the intensity. Two warriors about to go to battle right there. That was good times. I was looking forward to you coming on the show. You know, I'm one of your biggest fans. You did so much for my career. I always looked up to you because you're about a half generation ahead of me, and I was coming in right behind you. And hang on for a second. Cheers.
Cheers.
I'll never forget, one time we was at a house show somewhere in Canada. I believe it was Canada. I think you was running a little bit late. I'd already worked. I probably jerked the curtain that night, or I might have been mid-card. And you were the main event. You was working with somebody, and you come screeching up in a Lincoln Town car, and you had a flat tire. And do you remember this?
No.
Yeah, so you went in and worked the show and worked the main event. And while you was in there working the main event, I was out there, jacked up your Lincoln Town car. It was a rent-a-car, changed the tire for you. And by the time you came out from showering, you was ready to go down the road.
What happened to those days?
But we've always got along. Do you remember meeting for the first time?
You know, this is a true story, too, that people don't know. Is that I was going to Vince all the time and trying to bring new guys in. And I remember talking about you. You, I think, had just signed with ECW.
Yeah.
And I said, why didn't you guys grab Steve Austin? In fact, he was going to help me negotiate my deal with WCW. And I remember, like, Vince, I was pretty close with Vince and like in a fatherly kind of way. And it was for a period there. I remember actually I had my lawyer, I talked to my lawyer about it, and he goes, it's not a good idea to do it that way. As I was like, I said, Vince will negotiate for me with Bischoff and work and he goes, let's not go near that. But the real story, what happened is that it was in San Jose, it was you, me, and Triple H and a bunch of guys in a triple threat matches.
Yeah.
And Sean was the referee. And I found out that day that we were wrestling in Montreal for the Survivor Series. And Sean came up to shake my hand, which me and Sean had a little fisticuff a few months before that. And he came into the dressing room to thank me for the match, which is sort of customary. And so we shook hands, and I said, hey, Sean, I said, I just found out today that we're wrestling in Montreal. I said, just want you to know I'm always going to be a professional in the ring, and you don't have to worry about any, like me going off the rails and doing something to you or trying to hurt you or anything, because we'd had some friction. I said, I have no problem putting you over. I have no trouble dropping the title to you, doing anything you want. And the big problem between me and Sean started right there, and he said, well, I appreciate that, but I just want you to know that I'm not willing to do the same thing for you. And then he turned around and walked out of the dressing room.
And that rubbed you the wrong way.
Well, I don't know anybody that would ever say that to somebody that's offered to put him over.
Yeah.
And to me, I reached out with, for like a peace sign, you know.
Yes.
So then it was the very next day I saw Vince in, I think it was Tulsa, Oklahoma for Monday Night Raw. And he tells me that they're likely going to switch the belt and all that stuff. But they didn't know what I was going to stay in the company or leave the company. And he also told me that I could leave any way I wanted. And plus it was in my contract that I had creative control over the last 60 days, because in WWE they tend to screw you just before you leave all the time and try to bring your value down. So I was kind of leery of that. So when Vince asked me about dropping the belt to Sean, I said, I can't do it. I said, I can't do that for somebody that's not willing to do the same thing for me. And
but that was a personal thing, or had you worked yourself into a shoot? Because many years ago, I refused to do a job.
I'd seen Earl Hebner in Detroit the night before. And he had just finished quite a ways away, like the rematch between me and you. And then we had lots of time to get to that. I was told.
Ring. Your mother was there, Helen, and then Stu comes up those steps.
Too hard.